Right, welcome to another lesson in high school ICT. In this lesson, I want to show you how we use the bulleted list. So you have an unordered list, which are symbols, and then you have an ordered list, which are numbers. And then we'll also look at the multi-level lists as well. Right, and I'm also going to show you how we can create and define a new list. So in our paragraph grouping, once again, you have your unordered list and your ordered list. If I click on this drop down, there are a couple of different bullets that can be used. So you might want to, let's say cars, and if you click enter, it creates a new bullet. And I don't know, scooter and bike and tires. Okay, and the other thing that you can do is you can change the indent. Remember, we spoke about this in a previous lesson, that we have the hanging indent. So we can move our bullet up. We would need to highlight all of these, and then we can actually move our bullets and move the hanging indent as well if you want to space it differently. Okay, so that's something that you can do. And if I click enter, it creates a new style. Remember that when you click enter, it goes to a new line, and it takes the formatting that you had. So your line spacing, paragraph spacing, etc. that you had will follow on to the next line. If you want to change all of these, highlight, and you can go and change your line space as well. Then if I want to get rid of a bullet, I just click enter and it takes it away, and I can then decide I want to put a new bullet and a second bullet. Okay, and again, to get rid of that, you just click enter and it takes it away for you. What happens if I want to define a new bullet? So at the bottom over here, define bullet, I can use a symbol, I can use a picture. So often what they'll do in the exam is they'll say create a new bullet, so highlight the text and create a new bullet, and use a certain picture that they'll give you in the exam. So you'd click picture and then you would choose your online picture. Okay, we can also choose a symbol. That's something else that is sometimes asked. And they might then say to you, use wingdings 1 or wingdings 2. They'll be specific, and they might say to you, use a certain number or a certain symbol. And then if they give you the character code, you'd place it over here. Okay, so 210, it could be wingdings 3. They give you the character code, you type it all in, there it is, and you say okay, and you've got your new symbol, and you type. Okay, so that's how we create unordered bulleted lists. You can also change the level where when you tab. So if I go over here and I click and I tab, then I have different levels. If I tab again, I have a third level, and if I backspace and enter again and tab, you can see I've got my 3 different levels. So over here I could go along and tab, and I get a second level, third level, fourth level, fifth level, and so on and so forth. Okay, and then you can go and change your different levels that you are using. You might decide that this one you want to use a different symbol, etc. Okay, right, let's move on to looking at our numbered lists. Right, so I'm going to, again, I can choose different numbers. Let's start here, and again we just put car, tire, buggy, scooter. Okay, and again I can go and change the style, so I can click on here and I could choose, I want it to look something like that, okay. And then again, if I tab, it changes it to a different level, and again I can go and change my level list. I can define a new number format, so I could decide on what style I want. I could say that I wanted to start at, say, 21. Click OK. So I'm going to define my new number style, and I'm going to say I want it based on, that's the style that I want, and I want it to start at 21. I might want it to start at, say, 41, and I'll click OK, and then that'll be 41, 42, etc. And then with multi-level as well, we can go and change our list, define a new multi-level list, etc. Right, just to recap, we have ordered list, where we can decide on whatever bullet we want. We can type, and if we click tab, it takes it to level 2, level 3, and we can go and we can define the multi-list if we want to. We can say that we want level 1 to have a certain font, level 2 to have a certain one, level 3 to have a certain one, and you can then say at level 4, you can then decide that you wanted something like that, and say level 5 you want it to be something like that. Okay, so if I tab, you can see I get different styles of bullets that I can use. And remember, you just keep clicking enter, it takes you right back to the start of the page, the margin, and then our different numbers that we can use as well. So I can type, and you can also then click, if you look over here on the word, it's underlined in blue, and if you rest your cursor on it, you can also do undo, automatic capitalization, etc. It might be numbering that you want to change. Sometimes you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you start again and you go 1, 2, 3, and then it goes 5. So you can then undo and have your list go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then further down another paragraph. So let's say over here, I just type a lot of nonsense, and then I want to use, and I want it not to start at 1, I want it to go from 5. So say continue numbering, and you see it goes 4, 5, 6, etc. Alright, there we go. Press pause, go watch the video again, practice the new skills that you've been taught, and remember you've got your ordered and your unordered. Unordered being your symbols, and ordered being your numbers, and then you have a multi-level list. If you've used the tab key, remember if we tab, it takes it to a new level, and you can have a different bullet on each different one. Okay, good. See you next time.